Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. What you're staring at is a former roadside attraction. Off on the horizon over that hill is a little arena, which is pretty fantastic. I love roadside attractions, either former roadside attractions or current roadside attractions. It doesn't matter to me. As long as they're roadside attractions, they draw my interest and pull me in, suck me right down into the excitement that is known as a Daily Woo vlog. And that's what the subject of this Daily Woo vlog is. It's about what I thought that was, but upon further investigation, I have realized that that is not what I thought it was, and it might not be what you thought it was if you are a Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, roadside aficionado Ian. That means if your name is Ian and you're an aficionado of roadside attractions, then you can continue watching this vlog. It's my second channel, daily blog channel. It's the daily junk on the side of a parking lot right here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Some toys way up in there, some bouncy balls, and other good stuff, and of course my van, which has the door completely wide open. Why close your doors here in Pigeon Forge? You don't even need to lock them. In fact, you can leave them wide open. I did not realize that I left my door wide open as I was going out there and starting the vlog. But I don't think I'm in any trouble right here in this area of Pigeon Forge, probably on the main thoroughfare, the main drag. Probably don't want to leave your doors open over there. Okay, so basically, was out here yesterday with a buddy of mine that I met. I've hung out with a couple times here in the Pigeon Forge area. He cruised up, and we went last night. Yes, we went to Dixie Stampede. We went to Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede last night, which was really cool. Had a good meal, some good soup, a good dessert. Watched some horse tricks and whatnot, but before that, he wanted to show me some stuff around Pigeon Forge. I wanted to show him some stuff, he wanted to show me some stuff, and one of the things he wanted to show me was a place by the name of Porpus Island, which has been closed for decades and decades and decades and decades. Porpoise Island was a very unusual attraction for Pigeon Forge because it was themed around like a luau type themed, basically like a Polynesian theme, which is very unusual for the Smoky Mountains because there's not a lot of Polynesian type of folk up here, or the theming of the mountains doesn't really go along with that theme. And this here, we were doing some research online and we thought that arena sitting there rusting away was actually part of the nether regions of Porpoise Island. Porpoise Island has a lot of history. After doing some research after yesterday, I decided I should start figuring out if where we were standing is Porpoise Island. And using my Columbo skills, and I want you to help use my Columbo skills, I want you to go over, we're gonna do a little detective work. You don't need to watch CSI or NCIS or any of those. You can just watch the Daily Woo and you can get some real detectiveness into your noggins starting right now. So go over onto Google, type in Pigeon Forge Porpoise Island, and then go to images, and you will see an aerial picture of what it used to look like decades ago, back supposedly where we were standing last night over at the arena and where we were standing right now. So according to that, once you've pulled that up, look it up on your smartphone, or if you're on your desktop, go to Google Images, look up what I told you, Porpoise Island, Pigeon Forge. You will see an aerial shot basically from up above where that arena was, where they had a pool there, where they had some animals, some sea life and stuff. People would watch the sea life doing all their wonderful tricks and stuff. They had a man-made pool around what was an island. So we assumed that this was the island. And of course, decades passed, so things changed. Maybe they removed the water. Maybe these hills Maybe those hills were man-made after it. Maybe these houses were built after the fact. But something did not set right with me. The thing that did not set right with me was the fact of the angle of that abandoned attraction arena that I showed you from up there. So I went on Google Images, satellite view. Google Earth is wonderful because you can actually look back in time. And as far back as Google Images went to where I am right now was 1992. And it was a very blurry black and white screen. But based on that, I came to the conclusion that this right here and that right there had absolutely nothing to do, in my opinion, with Porpoise Island. I want to show you where Porpoise Island really was and what it looks like today. So basically, I am big into filming locations, abandoned places and stuff, but especially the filming locations take an insane amount of research when it comes to hunting down where certain areas are. I'm really have become quite an expert at honing in on satellite views, zooming in on street view, looking off in the distance. One way you can always figure out where something was is never focus on that exact item. Always focus off in the background. So the picture that I told you about that had the arena, Porpoise Island, you can see the shape of the island. So I went on Google Images, I looked all around Pigeon Forge, and I think I have found where that particular place was based on the shape of the island, waterways that are still here to this day in 2014, and a particular hotel that's in the photograph that I'm hoping you are hunting down and looking for. I will show you that hotel, I'll show you the curvation of the road, and I'll show you where the arena that no longer exists, that we thought was that arena, which is not. I will tell you what that arena is in a future vlog, and I will do a vlog about that. It's another fantastic, forgotten, extinct, if you will, roadside attraction. But that's not Porpoise Island, in my opinion. I am not an expert. I'm just giving you my Columbo-ish. Columbo was a great detective show, my favorite police detective show of all time, Peter Falk. So every time I talk about detective work, I always talk about Mr. Columbo, who always wanted to ask another question. Just one more question. Just one more question, man. Children, men, just one more question. So as we're cruising along down this main drag right here, you will see off in the distance is a Ferris wheel. Now, I've actually ridden that humongous Ferris wheel over there. It's called the Great Smoky Mountain Wheel. In fact, you can actually go on YouTube, type in TheDailyWoo and the Great Smoky Mountain Wheel, or just TheDailyWoo or Adam the Woo Ferris wheel. You can see me actually riding that particular roadside attraction, which is now at a new place that they are calling the quote-unquote the Island. Now, what does the island mean? Porpoise Island? A 2014 version of the island? I started putting the 2 and 2 together, the math. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. It's an island? Yes. The island is Porpoise Island. They probably did that on Porpus. Perhaps. So yes, as an homage, they called it the island, probably because of Porpoise Island, but also because it is an actual island, because I believe it's called the Little Pigeon River, which is here in Pigeon Forge, splits around this little chunk of land, and you can actually see where the waterway was. So if you look at that picture, hopefully you went to Google Images, typed in Pigeon Forge. I gotta turn the air conditioner up a little bit. Got my hoodie on. It is a little cool outside, but it's kind of cramped and warm in here. So actually I have my vent. It's not the AC, it's just the vent. Had to turn that up a little bit of a notch. So got the cool air blowing. Speaking of coolness, it's supposed to get down to 28 degrees on Saturday here in Pigeon Forge. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do, where I'm going to stay, because I do not want to be checking out of my hotel tomorrow at noon. I was going to sleep in the van, but I don't know if I want to sleep in the van in 28 degree temperatures. So I might end up staying another day or two in Pigeon Forge in a hotel. Anyway, back to the island, formerly Porpoise Island. So if you go on that picture I told you to look up, which is called, just go on Google Images, type in Porpoise Island, Google Images, Pigeon Forge, you will see that picture, which starts above. It's a big, humongous shot, probably from a helicopter, and you will be able to see what it looks like. Let me turn in here. We're gonna turn into the island. You'll be able to see what it looked like in the photograph. Now go to Google Earth, or go to Bing, or go to one of those satellite images and see what it looks like now. Now if you go to Google Earth, there's a button on there that you can take your time back and go to 1990, 1992, and you can see what this property looked like in 1992. Long after the roadside attraction closed, Porpoise Island closed, but you could see before this was here. The island. So if you look back to 1992, that was before the island was here, but also after Porpoise Island was here. So you can see the formation of the land. You could tell exactly where Porpoise Island was. And I'm assuming, this is not a fact, take nothing what I'm saying as a fact unless you do your own research. Get a second opinion, and by second opinion, I mean you. You do a second opinion by Google searching, doing some research. I know you guys love following vicariously on these adventures, and I really want you to do this investigative work and leave some comments down below if I am correct. If I'm incorrect, I am not always correct. And I could be incorrect today, but I think in my mind that the island, was Porpoise Island. As soon as we get a green arrow, we're actually going to go across. The entrance to Porpoise Island was actually back there, which I will show you in a little while. But first I want to show you where the arena, which we thought was that arena, I want to show you where the arena actually was at Porpoise Island. So from what I could tell back in the day, you couldn't actually turn in this way. But we are now in 2014. They built a road and a bridge going over the rivers of the island. So basically, right where the Ferris wheel is where Porpoise Island was. In fact, this bridge goes over part of the river. Look at the river right down there. And Porpoise Island would have been right there. Porpoise Island is right where we are driving right now. So right over there was Porpoise Island. So we're going to cruise across. I'm going to try to park over here. Of course, the picture that I want you to look at and a Google image map is always going to be way high up in the air. So we're not way high up in the air. We're just going to have to show you from a ground level, and you have to use your imagination, if you will. But we just crossed a river there. So right behind us, directly right there, was where the arena was. The other arena I showed you is not the arena, but there is a hill up here in a parking lot that now exists. This is gonna have a pretty good payoff. You guys probably are not watching anymore. Who's still watching? Leave a comment at 13 minutes and 50 seconds if you guys are still watching this vlog. The thing about these unedited vlogs is they get kind of lengthy, but at the same time you get to experience everything. You get to vicariously listen to me fumble over my words in every way, which is great. And I wanted to show you the start of the vlog. I could have edited this down, but I don't edit these Daily Woos. I edit the main channel, Adam the Woo. Right over there is Porpoise Island. You can get a better shot when you go up to the top of the hill. Let's go to the top of the hill. If you're in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg or in this area, cruise around here, do your own detective work. Hit me up on the social networks, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and let me know what you guys think. Do your own detective work. Take your own pictures. Google images, Bing maps, and other satellite views of the island. The island can be found. It's amazing how much awesome detective work can be done self-sufficiently by the internet. So a lot of talking in this. I need to get out of the van. You guys don't want to see the inside of the van. I don't even want to be in my van right now. I want to be outside enjoying the nice weather, because tomorrow and the next day it's going to get very cold here in Pigeon Forge. Got to figure out what I'm going to do. Definitely Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and probably Thursday, I will be across the mountain over in Cherokee, North Carolina. So I'll be leaving Tennessee, going to North Carolina for a little bit, and then probably dipping back the following weekend, going back to Dollywood to check out the Christmas lights, which start, I think, about in a week from now. So I'll be in North Carolina for a few days, and then I'll be back over here. So let me show you this. Let me drive back in here. It says private property, no trespassing, but we're gonna do it anyway because we are on a mission and we are detectives. And what do detectives do? Detectives find things. All right, look at this. Okay, so basically that picture I told you to look up, this is where it would have been, right here. There's the wheel right up there, which is where one of the pools would have been. But the actual spot where that place that I showed you at the very beginning, that arena, the arena would have actually been right there. There's a waterway that crosses across right there. The arena would have been right here. So if you're looking at the satellite view, way up in the air, go on the satellite view, go back to the 1990s, or even look at it now. You can see the formation. Of course, there's a lot of buildings here now that weren't there in the 1990s satellite view of it. But that's basically where the island was then, and the island still is today. It's very difficult to explain unless you go on the satellite view. So let's call this one a satellite view vicarious vlog. Let me cruise around and show you some other interesting tidbits. See, I love this kind of stuff. Not sure if you guys appreciate this stuff or not, but I definitely enjoy rooting around historical roadside attractions. Any kind of historical stuff, for that matter, really just fascinates me. Got to back out of here doing a 3-point turn. I think I successfully completed that 3-point turn. All right, so hopefully, another thing I'm curious about, do most people watch these vlogs on their phones, or do most people watch these on their computer? If you're watching on a computer, you can definitely pull up two browsers next to each other and see the vlog that I'm talking about. Pull up the picture of what I told you to look up earlier, of the satellite view, and a picture of what it looked like decades ago when the island here in Pigeon Forge was actually called Porpus Island. Now, if you're watching on your phone, you have to just go off what I'm telling you, stop watching the vlog, open up the photo. It's probably a lot more difficult to do it that way. Actually, you know what? There's probably a better spot right here that I can actually show you where the arena. Yes, I'm going to show you where the arena would have been. A little better and clearer view than what I showed you over there. Less trees, I think. Right here in this little area, pulling in here. All right. There's a murder mystery dinner show right there. So if you're in Pigeon Forge, look for the murder mystery dinner show. And I'll show you where that arena was. The Porpus Island arena is right over here. Once again, leaving my door open to my van. The van is running. There's someone going to mow me down and run me down. That's a murder mystery all its own. So here is the island. Look at this. Look at the water here. Look at the water there. So there's the island. So when you're looking at that picture, the picture basically starts from way up in the air here, zooms in down there. So basically where that workshop tool sign is, is basically where the picture would have been taken, way up in the air. Right there is where the Porpus Arena was, and all of this right here, all of this was Porpus Island. And you can see in that picture, on the front part of the picture, you can see this waterway. There's the arena. The parking lot was behind that Ferris wheel. And if you look at the 1990 version of Google Earth, you can actually see remnants of the parking lot. It looks like a fork. There's like two long, lengthy parking areas that no longer exist, but they are in that 1990 satellite view. So look at that satellite view, then go back and look at the picture of Porpoise Island, and you can see that this was the exact spot. Got to crossing over, gonna get run down. I could stop the vlog right now, but I'm not going to. We're 21 minutes in. This might be the longest vlog ever on a Daily Woo. I don't know, possibly not, but who wants to stop the vlog when I could show you the entrance? Whoa, I just honked the horn. That person probably thought I was honking at them. Ma'am, sorry, you deserve a honk, but that honk was not for you. I didn't know what kind of vlog I was going to do today. I could do a vlog tomorrow about what that arena really was. Doing the research, now I know that's another fantastic roadside attraction. But you can already tell we're already 20 minutes in to this vlog, and I've only talked about one porpoise. Purpose or porpoise. So you can turn the vlog off now, or you can watch for a few more minutes till we get to the entrance, which was the main touristy entrance of Porpoise Island. I'm sure people who worked at Porpoise Island will probably watch this vlog. Hopefully they can chime in and tell me, you are correct, you are incorrect. Man, you are long-winded. A lot of people say I talk too much, and I do. But I love the fact that you guys watch these vlogs almost every day. There are people who watch these every day. Some people chime in a very nice fashion. There's a lot of people who really enjoy what I do. And there's a lot of people who don't enjoy what I do that still chime in. And I must say, I appreciate both angles of what you guys' thought process is on these vlogs. It's just great to put something out there. If people want to watch it, they watch it. If people don't want to watch it, they don't have to watch it. I'm not knocking on your door. Hello, sir, ma'am, child, please watch my vlog. I just put it out there. And if it's something that interests you guys watch the vlog, you complete the vlog, or you turn the vlog off. That's the beauty of YouTube, this 2014 era that we live in. Social media, social networks, doing videos, technology is insane. All right, enough ranting about the wonderfulness of technology and the wonderfulness of you, sir. Whether you leave a good comment, a bad comment, it doesn't matter. I still love each and every one of you just as much as I love roadside attractions and rivers. Right down there's a river. Right there. Right there. Oh yeah, I was going to show you one final thing, where the entrance was and that hotel, which signified to me that we were actually in the wrong spot yesterday, but now currently in the right spot today, on the corner of Smoky Drive and East Weirs Valley Road. Smoky Drive and East Weirs Valley Road. You can see this road in that picture on the back side of that Google picture. I told you to look up the Google Images picture. Right over here, this hotel. There's a hotel right over here that you can see in the photo, and this right here was the entryway. This was the main entrance to Porpoise Island, right there. That road turned in and went up, pulled into a fork-like parking lot. And right here where this dinner show is, which is now a lumberjack feud dinner show, was actually a hotel that looked like a U-shaped hotel. Not like you, sir, but a U. The letter U sat right here. So basically, Main entrance was there. You can see that in the photo. If you just look it up, hopefully you have. You drive in, you went across the river. You drove in over there. You went across the little river onto Porpoise Island, parked your car right there, walked past where the big Ferris wheel is now. Not Ferris wheel, Ferris wheel is now. Parked your car right where the Ferris wheel is in this area, walked over to that arena that I showed you, and let me show you the thing that tipped me off clue-wise of where this exact location was. It was the fact, like I said, when I'm researching things, I always look off in the background, and in the background of Porpoise Island, I saw a hotel that has now been demolished that is now the Lumberjack Feud. So there's a hotel here, U-shaped hotel, which is now gone, Lumberjack Feud, and then there's a road that looked just like this, a little side service road that's in that photo, the only aerial photo of Porpoise Island. You see that U-shaped hotel right here, you see the service road, and then you see this hotel. So when you're looking at that picture from way up above, you can actually see this hotel, and you can see that little awning room, which was there when Porpoise Island was there. And this hotel right here can be seen in that picture. If you guys are still following me, I really hope you are. This hotel is what clued me off to where Porpoise Island was, because the hotel itself looks exactly the same. That room in the back and this crazy L-shaped hotel looks exactly the same as it did in that photo of Porpoise Island. If you're looking at it, it's in the caddy corner, top left corner. This hotel, then you can see double roads, which is the main drag. Behind that hotel was that service road. The entrance in the top, very top part of that picture of the aerial view of Porpoise Island was the entryway, and you can see this hotel. So I pretty much completed. I've done my duty. Longest vlog ever. This is seriously the longest daily vlog to date here on the TheDailyWoo. Give yourselves a hand and give me a comment by leaving a comment down below if you have made this almost to the 28-minute mark. Check down below for my t-shirts, adamlaroo.spreadshirt.com. What do you think of these very long, lengthy vlogs about extinct roadside attraction history, driving around aimlessly? Hope you enjoyed it. If not, check out tomorrow. It'll be a little bit shorter vlog. Tomorrow's Halloween. Oh my gosh. Tomorrow's Halloween. Is tomorrow Halloween? Yes, tomorrow's Halloween. What should I do for a Halloween vlog tomorrow? All right, see you guys on social networks and here on YouTube. See you guys later.